Welcome to the Free Game Alert podcast show, where we believe that the game should be free, but the rules on how to play that motherfucker gonna cost you. I am your host, Bree, the giver of free game. You can catch me on all social medias. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud. You can also check us out on the website, www.theblackplainjane.com. No fancy way of spelling it, no caps, no spaces. Everything is spelled regular because we like to keep it plain Jane in this thing. You feel me? All right. Moving on. Oh yeah, all links are in the description. Now we're going to move on. I got my light, y'all. We're going to figure out a system. We're going to get there. Okay? Okay, moving on. Big Facts Friday. Our first segment, your ancestry. In this section, we will discover facts together on your ancestry, not only pre-slavery, but from time to time, we're going to go as deep as pre-7 continents. Pangea time, you feel me? As far back as records show, okay? Today, I want to talk about the origins of that infamous N-word, nigga. Let's talk about it, y'all. For real. Okay? All right, so let's talk about it. We know it's a highly debated word, but I want to talk between us, me and you, my people, melanated people. Let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about this word, and let's talk about the reasons behind we split on whether or not we should be using this word as a people, calling each other nigga, just saying nigga in general. All right? I want y'all to know the origins of this word that's been weaponized and used against us for centuries, since we was brought over here forcefully. Not immigrated, not voluntarily decided to come on across them waters, but was forced. And I know some people gonna say, yeah, well, some African kings sold their own people into slavery. That's a fact. But see, that goes to understanding the words you use. Because in Africa, back then, before the white man came and colonized North America, that continent, back in Africa, yeah, there was slavery. But they treated their slaves like family. Slavery was like being born into a working class family. You did your job. They didn't need money. The head of that kingdom, the head of that empire, the head of that dynasty took care of all their slaves' needs. The slaves had houses, not shacks. They weren't beaten. They weren't stripped of who they were. They weren't stripped of their culture. They were treated as subsidiaries of the family. They were just a help amongst all this royalty. So when the black slave, hold on. I mean, technically, they were slave traders. They traded their people in, but when the black kings and emperors sold their own into slavery, they were selling them into a system that they didn't understand from a European standpoint. They didn't know what slavery looked like for them. When we talk about slavery, they assuming you mean you gonna treat their slaves just as good as they was treating them. Like familia. Let's make that clear, because they don't ever say all that. They just say, oh, well, blacks sold their own into slavery too. Yeah, bitch, but talk about the context behind it. Talk about the reason why. The same way them Europeans did the Native Americans with that peace treaty is the same way they did the black people who sold their own into slavery. Get it right. Tell the whole fucking truth. So let's start on why this word is so heavy for us as people of the African diaspora in this country, okay? So it's a lot of pain and hate behind that word because it was used with ill intent behind it. And we keep talking about the power of your words and how words got power. It's important to understand that words have power because of the intent behind the words, the intent of your energy while using those words. That's what gives them their power, okay? So when them colonizers came over to the motherland and they seen all these dynasties and empires flourishing, thriving, richer than anything they've ever seen, fancier than anything they've ever seen, more swaggy than anything they've ever seen. They were mesmerized, like, what the fuck? First of all, we ain't never seen no motherfucking people with skin this dark. Because you got to remember, they come in at a time, during the time when the slave trade as we know it began, they was coming at a time where they had colonized the land they was coming from. So the natives had already been long chased out before they even set up camp. You understand? So a lot of them had never seen a dark-skinned person. They didn't know what the fuck they was looking at. They just knew, they felt it. It was something magical, something powerful about them. And then looking at their architecture and their landscape and how they dress and what they using for currency, and they sitting on all these shiny gold chips. Gold. It's like, damn, they're not like us. This is something we need to know. This is something we need to learn. We need these people to build our country. I'm just saying, the caveman was the Caucasus people from the Caucasus Mountains. It wasn't us. Moving on. So yeah, in 2020, with all this knowledge available to us, all these resources, it's time to get an understanding on the ancestry behind that word. You hear what I'm saying? It's time for us to gain a full understanding of the things that were stripped from us when we were dragged across that water, when we were forced into this country. Everything was stripped from us. Y'all know this. Y'all know the story about slavery. I ain't gonna go too deep in it. I'm just gonna say they stripped our culture, our customs, our rituals, our language, our gods, our spirituality, our power. Period. You can't control a mind that knows who it is, that knows where it's from. That's why they say if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. Because if you lost within who you are, what you come from, you ain't got control over your mind. You can't. I highly advise y'all to read up on the Willie Lynch theory. I highly advise y'all to read up on, it's a book called The Breaking of a Negro or How to Create a Slave. It might be two separate books I'm thinking about. Because when I first started this consciousness shit, I read a bunch of fucking books. Basically, that was explaining and breaking down the principality of the Willie Lynch theory and, you know, how they use psychological warfare to break us down as a people to be able to control us and keep us in fear. You understand what I'm saying? So I highly recommend y'all to look into that shit, real shit. But because they stripped us of everything we knew, everything we was, we lost the power of our ancestors and the meaning of the words that connect us to them. If you know anything about the ancient Egyptians, and I use them as an example because they widely known. If I start speaking on the Yoruba people, y'all gonna be like, well, but everybody know about the Egyptians, right? So the ancient Egyptians, this is about the Hermetica. You know, I was telling y'all I'm reading the Hermetica, plugged in Saturdays. Tune in tomorrow. We discussing chapter 1. But basically, it's speaking on how the ancient Egyptian language believe, and the Egyptians, you know, even though they wasn't full blood African, they was one of the original tribes. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they play such a major part in uncovering, unmasking who we are as a people. But that's for a different time. What I'm saying is the ancient Egyptians' language, they believed that every word had power and every word was linked to an energy more powerful than the human being, a god, a superhuman, right? And because we were stripped of everything, we lost that. We forgot that. Some of us always knew it deep down. We always felt like, yo, this shit ain't right. How is they in power? Why? How? When did it happen? Some of us discovered the power of the free knowledge that's abound. The knowledge that's all the fuck around us. Some of us is utilizing that shit because it is free. Why not? Fuck a Zane book. She's a black author. Shout outs. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with her. But I'm not gonna read no fucking Zane book before I read up on some shit that's gonna teach me who I am. That's gonna give me back what was taken. If a motherfucker steal $5 from you and you got 50 bands in your pocket, you gonna go get that. This the same thing. They stole who you are. Go get that shit. And that's why I want to discuss the word nigga today. It's easy for them to use words that hold spiritual power for us, against us, because we don't know. We went so long without being able to know. We went so long turning our back on the Most High and fearing man. The colonizers, we feared them. The fear we should have had of Most High, you know how they say put the fear of God in somebody? The fear we should have had of Most High is the fear we gave them white men. And that's what put us in them centuries and them decades of oppression and slavery. You understand what I'm saying? That's why 2020 is such a big year. Because it's the end of that shit. It's written. It's the end of that shit. It marks it. That's what Most High say. So that's what it is. Moving on. A lot of people don't know that nigger is actually an ancient African word. And I say African because I know I'm talking to the masses, but we all understand Africa as a continent, right? A continent that holds over 54 countries, and it's just 54 that we know about, 54 documented countries. We all know that Africa is the biggest continent on this globe, right? Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure y'all understood that. So a lot of us don't know that nigger is an ancient word from many tribes that hail on the continent of Africa. Okay. Some examples of tribes that I know about is the Yoruba people and the Bantu people, the Southern Bantu people to be precise, are two of the tribes. And when I say tribes, I mean like nations of people. I ain't just talking about a little village like what they depict on movies and shit, like commercials and shit, like this little small ass village of 20 people equals a tribe. No, that's one village of the tribe. A tribe can be a country. A tribe can be a village, or it can be as small as a group, an isolated group. But don't get it twisted. A tribe can be a whole motherfucking city in a country on that continent. So those are two of the tribes that I know about that introduced nigger. And I'm going to stop saying it like that. That's the English translation. So en-ger is the ancient African word, and it's pronounced en-ger. 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 You understand? E-N-G-E-R. That's how it's pronounced. En-ger. I'm going to put it in the description too. But that's the ancient African word. The English translation is nigger. N-I-G-G-E-R. Okay, we're going to get there though. So that word is native to the Western countries of the continent of Africa, which is where, you know, they was taking them for the slave trade, was the Western countries, because it's on the coast, right? It's on the coast on the trail that they knew how to navigate. It took them so long to find all these different countries and spread out as a people, as a non-melanated people, because they didn't understand how to navigate the water. They was sailing against the current. They didn't understand the water. They didn't know how it flowed. They didn't even understand that there was a down current and an up current. You understand? Just so happened, one of the dark-skinned people was cruising through the streets, you know what I'm saying, on his boat, chilling. Not a care in the world, feet kicked up. He slide past one of they little checkpoints and shit, you know, going past they land or whatever. Not intending on stopping, just cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitches. checking the hoes. I think that's what he said. But y'all get the point. And then white folk looking at him like, how the fuck? Why isn't he worried? And why is he going this way? He's going in reverse. Because they was used to sailing against the current. He's flowing with the current. And they like, what the shit? But I digress. My point is, en-ger is native to the western countries of Africa. Okay? And it means God. That's right, people. En-ger, which translated to nigger in America and with the colonized countries, means God. So that should make a hell of a lot of sense on why they put so much energy and effort, so much fear and pain behind the word when they used it toward us in the spirit of breaking our spirit. You following me? And people, that is how, when you give away your power, you give people control over you. You let people choose your destiny instead of creating it for yourself. See, all this time, we allow a debate over this word to distract us from within. We arguing with each other about this motherfucking word. Them white folks know they better not motherfucking dare around the type of people who arguing about this word. You hear me? They know. They may not know why they know, but they feel it. They feel like they know something. That's why they want to use it so bad. They want to keep us in that mind frame. They want to keep us thinking of that word as this heavy, sad, degrading word. Because we waking up to what it really means. We waking up to the fact that that word links us to our ancestry, letting us know and letting them know that we know, the ancestors, that we understand what that word means. And I feel like that's why I flow off my tongue so easily. That's why when I say nigga, when I'm walking around, what up, nigga? My nigga, what up? Yeah, I was talking to this nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel no sort of way about it. It don't make me feel like, I don't cringe. I don't be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't refer to him as a nigga because he's really like a really good man and he's a king and, But my soul knew. It always knew. Now I just got proof. I got proof from the descendants of those tribes. The internet is an amazing thing if you're using it for the right intent. These tribes, these descendants of these tribes are confirming. Oh yeah, them stories been passed down from generation to generation. Oh yeah, we still use that word. Oh yeah, the ones that ain't been touched by colonizers, the ones that's still pure. Them the ones I'm trying to get answers from, and them the ones that's confirming. Like yeah, that's what that mean, nigga. Fuck you talking about? So yeah, yeah. Them Europeans came onto the land. They exploring. They run into these dynasties and these empires full of dark-skinned people. And they with their guide, they dark-skinned guide. Because they didn't make it there by self, as I just stated. They didn't know how to navigate the waters. They needed help. They saw some black people with these funny-looking ass hats, the Moors, cruising down the street in a 6'4", and they like, yo, we'll pay you. Well, it wasn't no technical money back then, but it was like, we'll give you our exports if you show us how to do this, whatever their country was good at exporting or, produced. So as they walk in these African countries with a dark-skinned guide, running into all these dynasties and empires that's thriving and flourishing and just like nothing they've ever seen. They keep hearing all of these men walking past each other, calling each other en-ger. What up, en-ger? En-ger, whatever, however their language was, but they were saying what up to each other, how you doing, what it is, nigga. And they asking a dark-skinned guy, like, what is this word? What the hell do this word mean? And why are they all calling each other that with so much respect? Because these dark-skinned men was walking around. What up, en-ger? En-ger? Doing that head nod that black men still do today when they greet each other. That's in your DNA. That's in your soul. That's why can't nobody pinpoint where the fuck that came from. Don't nobody know who was the first black man to ever get a head nod. No, it just always came natural for them. Just like walking with our motherfucking heads up as black women always comes natural to us. No matter what we going through, we gonna look good while we going through it, baby. So yeah, when it came down to the task of trying to break our spirit, trying to put us in a place of chaos and confusion so we didn't know who we were, so that they would be able to control us psychologically. Control the mind, the body follow. That's why it's important for y'all to wake the fuck up in this spirituality on your journey. But anyway, so when they came back, they knew that this word held enough power for us to be like, we stronger than y'all, we finna take this shit over. So they started the breaking process instantly. And they put so much fear and hate behind that word, but they couldn't pronounce it quite like us, so it came out as nigger. And when they put all this ill intent behind it, it diminished our spirit. It took away what we knew. It brought us down to a low point. That's why it's so heavy in this country to this day, because we have no understanding of it. And if we understood the real process of how that word came to be, if we understood what that word actually meant, I feel like it wouldn't hold so much weight to the point where we distracting our progress as a community, as a people, wasting time debating about this motherfucking word that we didn't know was ours to begin with. So, yeah. Now that you know better, do better, baby. Okay? So let's recap real quick. And again, I put a little chart in the description, you know, just going over these different words and where you, so you can look it up for yourself. I want you to see how it's spelt, and I want you to see what it means and the English translation behind it. Go look that shit up. I encourage it. So en-ger, N-G-R, wasn't no vowels. Wasn't no vowels then. You hear me? N-G-R means God. Well, wasn't no vowels with that tribe who used en-ger as God. Now remember, Africa is a continent. It was numerous tribes. But the ones I'm speaking on are the ones in which we more than likely descend from, because they were on the western coast of the motherland when the slave trade went down, that landed most of us on this land and away from the motherland. Okay, so I'm speaking on them tribes in particularly the two biggest tribes where people were taken from, the Yoruba people and the Bantu people. Now, the Bantu people was just an umbrella tribe that had so many small tribes in it. I'm not even going to try to name them all. Some of them I know for sure is the Fulani people and the Fon people, because I think I might be of one of them. I just don't know which ones. Moving on. So en-ger means God. The English translation is nigger. The ancient way to say it is en-ger. E-N-G-E-R. All right. Next word. Negash. N-E-G-A-S-H means king. English translation, Negus. That word is from Ethiopia. A bunch of the different tribes, you know, settled there in Ethiopia, but it's recorded as having first been heard in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian people, descendants who originated there, confirm that that's what that means. Negash means king. English translation, Negus. All right. Next word, Negus. N-E-G-U-S means emperor. For those who don't know the hierarchy, it's king, then emperor. The emperor is more powerful than the king. The king runs a kingdom, which is like a small village. The emperor runs an empire, which would be like a city. Okay? So, Negus, which means emperor, N-E-G-U-S, obviously, English translation is Negus. That's also from Ethiopia. All right. With that being said, This is why I stress the importance of understanding the words you speak. This is why I stress the importance of using words in the correct context, number one. Number two, understanding that your words have power, especially as a melanated people. Okay? I need y'all to understand that. And if you understand that and you rocking with me, baby, stay with me, because we finna grow, we finna learn, we finna build this motherfucking community. It's gonna start off digital, yeah. But when that motherfucker manifests into something tangible, I want those of y'all who here with it to be with me. All right? I need y'all to think for yourself. Do your own fucking research. Take all of that and formulate your own opinions and thoughts. That conforming shit is out the window, y'all. If you ready to wake the fuck up, you first and foremost have to, and I'm going to keep saying this, you have to understand everything you've been fucking taught is a lie. And with that understanding, you're going to start to take away certain beliefs you have, certain morals you have based on what society told you was true. You're going to erase it so you can have a blank slate, a clean canvas, in order to look within first for your answers and then research to find clarity. Like, oh yeah, my soul told me it was XYZ. I went to look it up and guess the fuck what? It was XYZ. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, you're not that far into your spirituality where you like, yeah, I know that shit real, I just don't know how to access it. If you're not there yet, that's fine. Beginners are welcome too. So what you gonna do is go research some shit you hear. Don't look for the answers in yourself yet. You ain't there yet. That's fine. Go research it first. But then let your spirit, let that gut feeling, that inner voice in the back of your head, your intuition, pinpoint which sources got truth. Because not everything on the internet is the truth. We know that, right? Okay. So that's why I can't nobody walking God's green earth. Nobody walking the earth that Most High has presented to us. Ain't nobody tell me that I shouldn't be saying nigga. Period. Because I understand the origins of the word. It flows so naturally for me. I understand that my soul is connected to the power that that word has. The power that is that word. I get that now. That's why it's so easy for me to use it. That's why when motherfuckers like, you shouldn't say that, I'm whatever. I ain't trying to hear that shit. My soul connects to this word and its origins to be true. So I use the word nigga and I'm not going to stop. But that's because I understand it is of my ancestors and a part of my ancestry. I'm a descendant of one of them tribes where that word originated. And that's why I'm comfortable using it. You understand? If saying nigga or hearing black people say nigga offends you, if it make your soul cringe, then don't fucking use the word. It's not of your ancestors. You not from that lineage, and that's okay. But you bite your motherfucking tongue when you trying to tell me how I should speak. The only thing I listen to on how to speak, when to speak, and what to speak is my spirit guides. The Most High sent them. That's why I listen, okay? And sometimes he come on down himself. All right. Moving on. Our second segment of Big Facts Friday. The vocab breakdown. So in this section, I'm sorry, y'all, my nose is so itchy. So in this section, I want to look at words that are wrapped in misconception, that are commonly used in the wrong context. Not wrong, but are commonly misused within their context. Because y'all know me, I don't really believe in right and wrong, because who's the fucking judge? Most High is the judge, right? But Most High got a different message and a different path for all of us. That's why one word can mean 50 different things. All right, moving on. This week's word is sin. S-I-N. Sin. As in, that's a sin before God. Let's read the definitions. Y'all know how I do. I'm sorry. Camera adjustments, my nose itching. I'm out here today. Shit. Sin. Definitions. Straight from Webster's, baby. There are two. Stick with me, y'all. Definition number 1. An immoral act considered to be a transgression against divine law. Definition 2. An act regarded as a serious or regrettable fault, offense, or omission. Now, let's look at the word sin from a religious context, okay? Words are important now. The context in which you use them are just as important. Held just as much power as speaking the word itself, okay? From a religious context, sin is to break one of God's laws or commandments, right? It's spoken on in a sense of a demerit type of system. So for those of you who don't know, demerits are like bad points. And I use the air quotes with bad. Y'all know how I feel about good and bad. Reality is perception. Moving on. So in religion, a lot of the time, sin is spoke upon or referenced as a demerit system type of thing. So it's like, if you sin, depending on how severe it is, or depending on how many sins you've committed, you gonna go to hell, right? So that's what most of us know sin from. It's from a religious aspect, from a religious context, right? Now let's look at sin from a spiritual context, okay? Let me say before I go into this, let me reiterate, let me emphasize, in no way, shape, or form am I saying religion is wrong. I just want to show you the difference in the level of freedom to know Most High, to explore Most High, to be in reach, in contact with Most High. I want to show you the levels of difference in freedom when it comes to that between religion and spirituality. That's my only aim. I ain't here to convert nobody. I ain't here to convince you. I'm simply here to give you a different perspective as it pertains to spirituality, okay? And when it comes to spirituality, there's a lot of misconceptions that it's like the arch nemesis of religion, and that's not the case. A real life spiritual being studies all religions, respects all religions, implements principles from all religions into their daily being. It's just not the little minute details that make religions different that we fuck with. That's why I'm not a religious person. One religion can't tell me this is the end all be all. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many. Most High giving these messages to everybody for every aspect of life. That's why it's so many different stories that got the same basic principles. Moving on. Sin from a spiritual context. Now, let's break away a layer of conformity when it comes to the whole religious aspect, okay? Let's just tear that wall down here. Take my sledgehammer. All right, I ain't using it right now. I done already broke down my wall, okay? Let's take a moment of silence for the people who need to break down their conformity, okay? All righty. From a spiritual context, sin is simply to not use the wisdom and knowledge gained as you go through your life journey. Okay? To not do better when you know better. That's sin in a spirituality, in a context of spirituality. That's it. It's going against the intuition that the Most High has gifted you with. It's going against the lessons you learned through the losses that brought you heartache, trauma, pain, that made you change, whether for the good or for the bad. I keep telling y'all, if you don't use them lessons that you learned from past situations in your future tense, what the fuck is the point? You're going to have to repeat that shit again until you learn to use the lesson you learned from it. You can't just learn a lesson and leave it sitting in your mind. What the fuck kind of sense that make? Who does that? That's like going to get ASE certified to be a mechanic, but every 2 months you take your car to Jiffy Lube to get an oil change. What the fuck? Why? You paid to go to school and learn this information, but you gonna pay somebody else to use it? Yeah, I had to just recollect myself, and I'm looking at my notes. I want to make sure we hit on all points. Okay? So moving on. An example to go a little deeper into detail on what sin looks like in a spiritual context is you learning and seeing that as a melanated people, not only are you the chosen people, but you are literally of God. That's what being the chosen people mean. And I say God because I know I'm speaking in generalities. Y'all know how I feel about that, so y'all know what I mean when I say it. Okay? I don't be wanting to lose people who coming in at, they might have came in at that point like, what? Most High? Oh, she's a Muslim? No. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I want to catch this drip, baby. All right, moving on. So, learning and seeing proof, seeing the facts, seeing the receipts on the fact that as a melanated person, you are of God, right? You are a God. The fact's there. From the fact that you can withstand every element of this planet, to the fact that your pineal gland is bigger than any other race on this earth. And we all know scientifically what the pineal gland is access to. Okay? If you don't know, baby, look that shit up. Real life. We passed that. The bus gonna ride past you, as my homegirl to get on her would say. Okay? So an example of seeing in the spiritual context would be learning and seeing all this proof that as a melanated people, you are of the chosen people. Number one. Number two, technically, by definition, you are a God. You are a superhuman. You can withstand every element of this planet unprotected. Sounds superhuman to me. When 70% of the world can't do that, only a select few can. The fact that your pineal gland, which is access to the spiritual realm, is bigger than any other race on this planet. That sounds superhuman to me. The fact that no matter how hard they've tried over the centuries, over the years, they cannot wipe us out. That sounds pretty damn immortal to me. So to deny that in which Most High is telling you you are, simply because people don't agree or can't see it or don't understand it, is that not a transgression against divine law? Sound like one to me. Another example. referring to the Most High as God. Now, this is a little more advanced for those who, digging deep into the origins of words and what they really mean, but stick with me, okay? God, by definition, is simply a being with superhuman powers. So if that's the definition of God, and the Most High is actually the supreme being, that's bigger than a being with superhuman powers. That's the supreme being, the overall, the Most High state of being, which is why I refer to the supreme being as the Most High, because that's the Most High state of being that there is. The supreme, the overall, the end all be all. That's bigger than a God. A God is simply a being with superhuman abilities and powers. Hell, that's me when I walk out on a sunny July day and sit my ass at the beach for 4 hours with no sunscreen. That's superhuman like a motherfucker. Sounds like a transgression against divine law to me. You diminishing the power, disrespecting the power that is, that created you and everything that you touch. You gonna condense that to something as small as a God? Lying to yourself about who you are after finding out who you are because you don't want to ruffle no feathers, because you don't want to step on no toes, because you don't want to have to debate the facts with a motherfucker, that's a sin in the context of spirituality. Choosing to keep your eyes closed as you walk through life when the ability to open them is just a matter of you saying, I'm finna do this. That's a sin in the context of spirituality. And listen, I was scared too when I first started. It was too much information, like, yo, everything aligned? I get it. I was fucking scared too. I absolutely get it. But take it from somebody who didn't. It felt way worse denying the truth of me. It felt way worse running from exploring myself from the inside. Truly figuring myself out. Truly finding out what makes me happy. Truly looking at the things that triggered me into a traumatic state. And finding the why and why was I responsible? What was my part in it? You understand? Running from that was worse than facing any fear. Especially this fear of greatness. This fear of greatness that I'm facing as I do this podcast. Not knowing if anybody listening. Not knowing if I truly got an audience. Letting go and letting the Most High take over. I'm just following directions. Most High said, it's time. Come February, start that podcast. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I did. And I'm thinking, like, after the first 2-3 episodes, I'm like, man, don't nobody care. Ain't nobody watching this. Don't nobody really want to know the truth. Because it's scary. Motherfucker rather watch a bitch bust her ass open and twerk and shake it, you know what I'm saying, on live, than to catch some truth. Than to learn what's been hidden for so long. Because once you know better, you gotta do better. Ain't no turning back once you hop on this journey. Period. You can't stop it midway through the ride because it's too real. You know what my answer was? Most High said, don't worry about that. I ain't asking you to worry about nothing but catching this game and putting it on that camera. So that's what I'm doing. Okay? Now let's look at these definitions one more time. Sin. Definition numero uno. an immortal act considered to be a transgression against divine law. Or, numero dos, an act regarded as a serious or regrettable fault, offense, or omission. Let's break down that second one. A serious or regrettable fault. When they say fault, they mean actions. Actions are the only thing that can lead to fault, right? Offense. That means words. Words are the only thing that can offend, correct? Omission. They speaking on lies. When you omit a detail, that's not the full truth. Omit means to purposely leave out. So when they say that an act regarded as a serious or regrettable fault, offense, or omission, they speaking on the cycles we've been talking about. What cycle you talking about, Bree? Thoughts become words. Words become actions. Actions become the root to all consequences of every situation. Actions lead to the fault, whether it's good fault or bad fault. Your actions are going to put you at fault, no matter what the intent behind fault is at the time based on the actions you took. One more time. The cycle is thoughts become words, words become actions, actions lead to fault. Actions are what attracts your consequences, your karma. And when I say consequences, I mean, like, we can even relate that to the conversation I had about heaven and hell. How I don't believe it's actual places your soul is condemned to after it leaves your body. That's what I feel like it means. That's what Most High tell me it means when they say that you will suffer the consequences of your actions. Good consequences are going to equate heaven, a heaven-like atmosphere for your soul to experience. Bad actions are going to lead to bad consequences, which equate hell. The suffering, the pain, the trauma you have to endure to learn a lesson from the actions you decided to take. Keep the cycle in mind as you move through life, y'all. In essence, I just want y'all to understand that the true meaning of the word sin is simply to go against yourself, to go against all you've learned, all you know from within, not from the mind, from your consciousness. You understand? I mentioned before, we are not our bodies, we are our consciousness. And that's because energy don't die, it transfers. So you can't be something that dies. Your brain tells your body what to do. But what's telling your brain what to tell your body to do? Your consciousness. Your consciousness is like the circuit board. You understand? It's like the circuit board of a smart car. Yes, the engine pumps the fluids throughout the car system to keep it running, but without that circuit board, all the engine can do is pump fluids. It's not going to tell the car accelerate, reverse, brake. It's just pumping fluids. Your brain is just pumping out commands that your consciousness is thinking. That's why thoughts become words, and that's why words become actions. Because you got to think it in your consciousness. Then you got to tell your brain that that's what you want to do. Your brain is going to filter it out in the way your kidneys filter out liquids. And it's going to say, you sure? You can go with this or you can go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the filter. And then comes the action. Once your brain say yay or nay. But your soul is directing. Your soul is like the Congress. And your brain is like the president. It can say yay or nay, but it's got some other shit, some other channels to go through. Okay? You must understand the words you use. They have power. Not only do the words you use have power, but the context in which you use them has power as well. They have the power to make your life experiences enjoyable or miserable. They have the power of helping you understand, giving you some understanding. What Granny say, y'all? Ain't nothing like a good understanding. When it comes to some of life's biggest questions, you look into your consciousness to create the thought of an answer so it can filter through your brain, and you can either say it's true or say I need proof, and then do that action. Whether you physically say it out loud or you say it to yourself, you saying it. Okay? You know the difference between you saying something and your conscious saying something, because you feel yourself formulating the words to say it in your mind, whether you say it out loud or not. So if I want to say this some bullshit in my mind, I'm thinking it, then I'm going to say it in my mind, but then I'm going to speak it. Before I said this some bullshit, I'm like, what can I say? I can say, oh, this some bullshit as an example. And then I said it. I gave it as an example. If it was unconscious, if it was coming from my conscious and not my mind, it would have came out without me thinking. That's when you hear people say, oh shit, I be saying shit without even thinking about it. It comes straight from my brain to my mouth. What's my point? To understand sin and what it really means, you have to look at all definitions of this word. And not only do you have to look at all definitions, you have to understand the context in which they are using these definitions. That's why I wanted to break down fault. What was it? Fault, omission, and the other part of that definition. That's why I wanted to break down fault, offense, and omission. Because if you didn't understand what they meant by them points, it would be taken more so literal than figuratively, as the English language is speculated to be. You're supposed to take the English language figuratively, not literally. That's why it's one of the most confusing languages. That's why one word can mean 500 different fucking things, because it's supposed to be taken figuratively. You're supposed to be using these words in a philosophical sense, not literally. You hear what I'm saying? And that's how powerful words are. And that's why I need y'all to start doing y'all own research on these words and figuring out what the fuck they really, really mean. So to be free from this idea that the Most High is this uptight, straight as an arrow ruler who gonna condemn you to hell if you sin or go against these 10 laws and commandments, I wanted to choose this word and fully explore it, fully pick it apart, fully talk about the different perspectives in which you can look at the word sin, okay? That's gonna help open you up so you can understand that you were granted free will. Free will is the ability to form your own thoughts and opinions based on your life's experiences and wisdoms. You only get wisdom from learning lessons. I need y'all to start tapping into this intuition, this inner voice, that gut feeling. That's the Most High trying to talk to you. That is your soul screaming, please fucking listen to me. Not the media, not your teachers, not your priests, not your tarot readers. Listen to me first. Always, always choose your words wisely. Always use your words in a proper context. They don't call it spelling for nothing. That ties into the law of attraction, which in essence is manifestation. Take heed, y'all. Giving y'all $1 billion worth of game for the Frisky. All right. I know y'all been waiting for it. Our very last topic of Big Facts Friday. Oh, I feel like the volume is so low. All right. So our last topic of Big Facts Friday. Freaky Friday. Before we get started, forewarning you. Hot kids, hot wife. No, for real though. Put them babies to bed. It's finna get real X-rated in this thing. It's finna get real, okay? You see, I had to move the mic up. Like, do you hear me now? Do you like me now? All right. So I know y'all see it's light time. That's because it is Valentine's Day. And I don't participate in the fuck shit personally. But I am taking my daughter out on a date. Okay? So I'm recording this, pre-recording it. But straight up, put them babies to bed. It's grown-up time, okay? It's straight up grown-up time. Get your wine, get what you need. Just act like the lights is because I got some bomb-ass lighting on my set. You did? All right. Today we gonna be on the subject of back there, the ass. Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because it's been trending for the past few years. Ever since Kevin Gates' fool ass came out talking about eating ass, it's just been this thing. Like, this thing. With that being said, that's the first thing I want to talk about. My first topic is gonna be ass eating. I don't get it. Why? I really want somebody who enjoys that to hit me up and tell me what the fuck you get out of it. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? Baby, if you like it, I love it. I'm not gonna never stop no man from doing it if that's what he want to do. One thing I know for sure, two things for certain when it comes to men and sex. 85% of the things they do to you is to benefit them in some way. You know, like they might see that it make you hella wet and they like, I want that pull today. So I'm going to do that again. You feel me? Some of them do it because it makes them hard seeing you in pleasure, or it makes them hard to be this extra step of freakiness that's taboo. So I ain't gonna never stop you is my point, baby. You want to eat my ass, eat it. It's clean. Always. I stays prepared, okay? I'm just saying, like, if you thinking that you doing it because I want it, you can keep it on the clip. Yeah. I mean, I like anal penetrations, don't get me wrong. I do. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't see the purpose of ain't nothing there. It ain't as sensitive. It ain't got no sensory factors like the clitoris. So if you thinking that I want it, you can keep it. But if you like it, I love it, baby. Keep it going. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And I think that's really all I got to say about that. I just really wanted to throw that in the air. Like, check with the person you fucking on, because she might not like that. It might not be necessary if you're doing it because you think she wants it. Now, again, it's another story if you're doing it because you like it. Please, by all means, by any means necessary, get yourself as brick as you can. Okay? I mean, I'm gonna do my part always, but if you can add on, we're gonna have some fun. But straight up though, for those of y'all who enjoyed that, who enjoy getting their ass ate, please hit the website, email me, all links in the description. Drop me a line, bro. So drop me a line. Let me know what you get out of it. I would love to get some answers. I need answers. Big facts. All right. Number 2, anal penetration. Since we on the ass, and I've already disclosed my enjoyments of anal penetration, let's talk about it. Yeah? You down? I'm down. I love that shit. I mean, I really, really do. It's like you gotta get past that initial burn at first, but baby, once you get past that burn, it's an unexplainable feeling. Like, it's like that. I got another G spot in my ass. Give me more. Straight the fuck up. It's gonna shock you. Like, whoa. Things come out of there. I didn't know that there was something in there to receive things that go in, but it is, baby. Side note for my men out there who enjoy anal penetration, not getting it, but giving it to their women, okay? So if you like fucking a woman in both holes, or she like it and you like to give her what she like, whatever the case may be, let me give y'all some little game real quick. Some free game from a woman who likes it, a certain way. First of all, step number 1, rule number 1, you got to lick it before you stick it, okay? And I'm talking about, nigga, you got to eat her pussy until you about to drown. You got to get her to a point where you ain't got to, but I'm telling you, if you do, watch how this shit pan out. Mark my fucking words. Eat it till you about to drown. Get her to the point where she's begging you to fuck her. And then, when it's to that point, shit dripping everywhere, just, squirt, the fuck me daddy, put it in, please, all of that. As you about to slide it in her ass, play with her clit, kiss on her neck. If you don't kiss on her neck, you rather kiss her in her mouth, make it one of them deep, passionate, show her you love her with that kiss while you playing with her clit as you slide it in her ass. I'll fucking guarantee you she ain't gonna want dick from nobody else. Do it right. Do it right the first time. You won't have to do it again. I love that shit. I love it too when a man go back and forth between my pussy and my ass, like one stroke there, one stroke there. It's fuck. That shit be feeling like what I imagine a DP to feel like. And if you don't know what a DP is, it's a double penetration. Yeah, I got a little freaky me. A DP is one of the things on my sexual bucket list. Oh yeah, we gonna get there. Now, I ain't never tried nothing like that, but it's one of my interests. It's one of the things that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try that. As soon as I find me a dude who worth getting this A1, this gold star, this fresh baked soft cookie, that's the size of a fucking this. One of them baked cookies that's real soft and it's so big and it's like, fuck! I get this whole cookie to myself? Shit, I'm about to fuck this cookie up. So before I find somebody to explore that with, yeah. Moving on. I digress. My point is, I haven't done anything on my bucket list yet. But once I find that person that's worth that exploration, baby, it's going the fuck down. Straight up. Straight like that. No cap. So yeah, I decided to make a sexual bucket list during this period of exploring my sexuality and stripping away the conformity that comes with sex as a black woman, right? I want to clarify and reiterate. When I speak on exploring my sexuality as a single woman, okay? I'm not talking about fucking on people that I'm dating. No. It don't work like that. Now, don't get me wrong. When I first became single, I was finna jump into old patterns. Usually what I do when I'm single, my old cycles, you know what I'm saying? Shit that I'm breaking because I've grown. I know better, I'm gonna do better. But my old cycle was leave a relationship, because like I said, I be in serial monogamy relationships years at a time, jump out for a couple months and I'm back in another one. A lot of that got to do with my patterns of sex when I'm not in a relationship, especially coming out of one. If I'm coming out of one after some years, you know some fuck shit happened, right? So I'm in pain. I'm like, damn, I feel stupid as a bitch. So I normally, find me a fuck buddy. We do our thing. I might find 2 or 3. I build me a team. I call it the all-star team. You understand? So that's usually how I did what I did. So when I first became single, it was like second nature to want to jump back into all-star team building mode. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, past motherfuckers that I fucked with at a past time reaching out, like, what you on, what you doing, seeing that I'm posting single type shit on social media. So I'm trying, like, okay, I know you, I fucked you before I used to know you. Let's see what it's like. You want to be my sex buddy type shit. But after doing that 2 times, I'm like, shit don't feel the same. What's wrong? Am I losing my stamina? Like, am I losing my sex drive? And then that's when I had put that video out basically saying that I realized, well, the message was given to me through Most High, that I already knew relationships were a distraction for me, but so is sex. If I don't let that go, I'm not going to ascend to my next level. If I don't let that cycle go, that behavior, that way of being, jumping, just fucking on motherfuckers to bury my pain. So I ended up letting motherfuckers loose. Like, I sorry to waste your time, but to not waste time any further, I'm on some other shit. I thought that's what I wanted, but it ain't. I kept it G like that. And that's what it was. So I just want to make it clear that I'm not saying just go out here and start fucking on niggas, dick hopping and shit. No. It's other ways to explore your sexuality within yourself. It's other ways to explore sexuality than to physically have sex. And if you feel like you need to physically have sex, go get you some fucking toys. They got toys for men too. Yeah, fake pussies and all that. The whole little bottom part, pussy, ass. They got a little torso body with from the neck down to the pussy with no legs. They got them type of dials. They got a little cheaper thing, little hair one. They got plenty shit, bro. It's 2020. No excuses. And I'm talking to myself as well. Don't get it twisted. A motherfucker do be tempted, boy. When I tell you some motherfuckers from my past is popping out the woodworks, I'm talking about some motherfuckers that gave me some orgasms that I will never forget. Some motherfuckers that done showed me some things that I will never forget. But I'm past that. I can't. I know better. I know myself more. I value myself more. I love myself more than to be fucking on those low vibing energies that knew who I was, so they would never be able to respect who I am, who I'm striving to be, what I'm becoming. And that's cool. All I know is I ain't slipping back into the fuck shit. I hear you, Motai. No, Tito. Dating, for me, what does dating look like for Bree? It will not be you take me out to eat and then you end up fucking me. No. And if you get mad because I won't give you none at the end of you taking me out to eat, I'm going to ask you how much I owe you. Throw you your money and keep it the fuck moving. So if that's your intentions with all of you in my inbox, let's save some time. You don't get none of this. Sorry. Moving on. So when I speak on exploring my sexuality personally for where I am in my life right now, being single, trying to love myself more, and trying to break old cycles of being, especially codependency on sex. Okay, that's my main thing I'm trying to break. I feel like if I break that, it'll strengthen my mind enough to face my abandonment issues. But that's something other than Freaky Fridays. We ain't gonna put that in this segment, okay? So I'm speaking on sexual exploration in a psychological aspect. So what do I mean? I mean, I'm sitting back and I'm asking myself real life questions. Like, I'm stepping outside of my frame to look at the bigger picture. Like, yo, why are you attracted to certain things that you are? Why do certain attractions bring you this feeling of shame? Is it because it's taboo? Or is it because it's your soul saying that that's not really what you want? You've been propagandized. I don't know if that's a word, but you see what I'm saying? The propaganda of all these different ways of being sexual and all these different sexualities is fucking with your head. So I'm trying to step outside of myself to ask them type of questions. Like, is it curiosity? Or are these really feelings that you want to explore sexually? You know what I mean? Do you really think that you could be bisexual because you like to watch lesbian porn and a lot of FFM type threesomes? FFM is female, female, male type threesomes. So while I'm on that subject, if I ever did have a DP, I think the first way I would want to try it would either be with one man and some toys, or with a man and a woman with a strap on. Just, you know, just to throw that out there. But moving on. So it's like, yeah, why are you really having these feelings? What's the root of it? So that's what I mean when I say I'm exploring my sexuality as a single woman. It's not me having sex. It's me really trying to tap into myself and understand who I am as a woman and what I'm really attracted to, taking away what society said. If I lived in my own world, in my own bubble, and I can choose to be, or, you know, choose to be anyway sexually in the world without no judgment, because ain't nobody else there but me and my partners, how would I want it to look? That's what I'm trying to explore within myself. You understand? So again, let me reiterate. You do not have to have sex with another person to explore your sexuality. You got options. We got other shit for that. You know what I mean? Remember on How High? He was like, what? No waking bake? Meth Man said, we got other shit for that, nigga. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Get you some toys, baby. That's all I'm saying. Men and women, that apply to both of y'all. Get you some fucking toys. Stop giving away the prize before they even run the race. Make them earn you. Okay? So in the meantime, explore your sexuality with yourself. See what you like. See what makes you happy, what make you come, what make you wet, what make you hard, what you really like, and why. I guarantee you some of that shit gonna blow your mind. For example, domination. I got this thing with, I want, and I haven't been attracting this, and this is why I want it. I want a dominant man, a man who's dominant sexually, because in my life, I always have to direct traffic. I'm the dominant one. I'm that person for everybody in my family to come to and get advice or to vent to, or I'm the strong one. I'm the one everybody looking to when the shit hits the fan, or when shit get weak, or when shit blow up. It's like, Britt, can you talk to this? Can you do this? Can you know what I'm saying? I have to dominate in my world. So when it comes to my partner, when it comes to my man, I don't want to have to be strong with you too. I should be able to be vulnerable and weak and feminine in one area, and that's my home. And if I can't do that with you, then you're not meant to be a part of my home. And I'm speaking on a sexual context, but I need you to be a man, period. I need you to be an alpha male, period. One of them men, like a protector, a provider. You play your part, I'm gonna play mine. That don't mean you finna run over me. I ain't no doormat, but I know how to play my position if you playing yours. So when I stepped back out of myself and I said, damn bitch, why you like to be choked? Why you like for a motherfucker to dominate you in sex and tell you what to do it? That's why. That's why. I've had to be the dominant person since I was 11 years old, and I took over raising my mother's children. I've had to be dominant. I've had to make decisions. I've had to direct traffic. Sex is my time to be free. It's my time to let go. I don't want to dominate in that area too. I got to do it everywhere else. That's what I mean by explore the psychology of your sexuality. It's going to let you learn a lot of shit about yourself. It's going to pinpoint a lot of your traumas. Especially if you ever been sexually molested in any type of way or raped. Try it, y'all. I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. But yeah, I say all that to say, get you some toys, baby. You don't have to technically fuck on somebody to explore your sexuality. Okay? Let it marinate. Get to know a motherfucker. Make them earn you. Make them want you. I could find anybody to fuck. This nigga's all up and through my inbox on every type of platform trying to fuck. I could find that today. Shit, I could find that in about 15 minutes. Make a call, and I got a couple motherfuckers who will be on their way. Go get the room, whatever fuck I need. You want to smoke, you want to drink, you hungry, you want something to eat, what you need, what you want. I got it as long as I can hit you. But I'm looking for something more than that. I'm looking for substance. I need to get wet from your intellect before you touch me. I need our intimacy to be deeper than this sex that's about to go down. And until I get that, can't nobody have this gold story. Oh, for real. That shit hit different when it's a deeper level of understanding, when it's a deeper level of intimacy, when it goes past the physical. How do I know that? I haven't had it, clearly, or else I would still be with that. But I know that based on what I've been through, the lack of that. I know that's what I want because I haven't had it. I've had a lot of different encounters, a lot of different personalities and energies around me, but I've never had that. And I long for that. I dream about that. And I know once I come across it, my spirit gonna tell me that that's it before my eyes do, before my mind do. Straight up. So, yeah. That's why I fell back from all of my all-star team building plans, because I realized that you worth more than that. Straight the fuck up. You gonna give in to your temptation that fast? Your flesh got that much control? Damn. I thought you was divine. That's what Most High asked me, like, shit, I thought you was one of mine. You acting like you belong to Karen and Rodney than my parents. You act like you they child and not mine. That's why Most High put me on the path that I've been on all my life, raising myself, raising my siblings. I was never meant to be attached to my parents because those aren't my parents. They were the vessels used to bring me into this world as a starseed. Most High, my daddy, and my mama. Because if you know what I know, you understand that the Supreme Being is two halves of one whole. The Supreme Being is the Supreme Being. It's the end all be all. It's the most high state of being because it is both. It is masculine and feminine. Yin yang. Good and evil. Day and night. Dark and light. It's all things. So when I refer to the Most High, you hear me saying he a lot. But that's because I am the feminine part of Most High. That's what they mean by the God is, it's the God in me, or you are of God, or you are of God's image. If you're female, then you are the female half of the whole that makes the supreme being. So to you as a female, the Most High is the masculine because you are the feminine. As a male, the Most High is the feminine because you are the masculine. And if you are of Most High, then you have to be the counterpart that the Most High is not in your life. If you're female, your Most High is a male. It's a masculine energy. Not to bring gender into it, let's keep it on feminine and masculine. If you're a male, your Most High is of a feminine essence. That's why you worship the ground a woman walks on. That's why you worship the ground a man walks on. Not literally, but in a attraction type of way. Like, oh, he's so motherfucking fine, girl. I love my man. Oh, damn, she's so motherfucking fine. I love my woman. That type of shit. Never above the Most High, but damn near equal. Moving on. Until I attract my A-alike. Like Nas say. I want someone who likes the champagne alike. My A-alike, someone to talk me off the bridge every day and night. To teach me how to live. She ain't afraid of heights. Not easily impressed with the rich and famous life. Cause she done been there and heard all the rumors before. She love art. She ride out with me on my music tour. Music tour. She like the herbs, natural medicine. She cooking good. She tell me everything is cool when they ain't looking good. For real. Fucks with Nas. Anyway. Till I find that, I'm straight. I remain solo dolo on this mission. For real. So yeah. As you go through your sexual journey, as you come across people, as you run into people of the past, keep in mind that people change every day. People change every day with every situation. And if you are not different today than you were yesterday, then you ain't doing something right. Straight up. If you're on your spiritual journey, there's no way in the fuck. If you're growing as a person, let's not even just limit it to the spiritual journey. If you're growing as a person, as you should be, growing physically, why wouldn't you want to grow mentally? If you're growing as a person, how can you not be different today than you were tomorrow? Something in you has to be different. You had to have realized something in yesterday that will bring you a new perspective for today. Right? Oh, that was my granny coming through me right there, boy. That was her. That was some shit my granny would say. If y'all know my granny, y'all know. Even the way I just moved with it, she just ran through me real quick, boy. So yeah. Back to Freaky Fridays. Not spiritual. I have suppressed that too, though. I did suppress my spiritual journey for a long ass time because I didn't trust in the answers I was finding within myself. But I was gonna say I suppressed my sexuality for so long that at this point I have no fucking clue who I am or what I like. Genuinely, I know what I'm supposed to like. I know how I'm supposed to act, how I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to want according to society. But I don't know what I truly want, what I truly like. And that's why I want to open up this conversation, especially to us as Black women, because we not granted this freedom in sexuality in the same way other races are. Straight the fuck up, y'all know that. I want us to have a safe space to come and explore this shit, to come and talk about it, to come and vent, to come and get advice, anecdotes, stories, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm 30 motherfucking 2 years old, and I'm just now able to not only openly discuss it, but admit certain things about my sexuality to myself. You understand? And I want to keep the floor open for everybody because I know I'm not the only one going through this stage in life. I know I'm not the only person feeling this way. I know I'm not. I can't be. I want us to explore together. Point blank, period. I want you to talk about sex so much with me on this platform, within this community, that the next time you find somebody you feel worthy to have sex with, you comfortable enough to talk for real. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is the shit I ain't standing for. This is the shit I want to happen. We need to feel comfortable enough to not only say what we want sexually, but demand it. Men do it, no matter what race. Women do it. Other race women do it. Why the fuck can't we? It's 2020, y'all. Let's go. It's time to break away these walls of conformity when it comes to sex. As a community. Together. I hold your hand, you hold mine, sis. Let's get it. Let's talk. Alright, moving on. In conclusion, point A, for the conclusion. Everything you've been taught is a motherfucking lie. Everything. It's time to use all these resources of knowledge available to us. It's time to use them phones for something other than selfies and Instagram videos. It's time for us to find answers. It's time for us to uncover truth. It's right there. You have to want it, though. Most High not going to give you no answers to some shit you don't really want to know. Because it's going to scare you off before you get a chance to hop on the path. Search your soul first for your answers and then go find proof from outside sources. Until you get to a level where you feel like you can do that because your intuition is strong enough for you to trust it. Search for your outside sources, but only take what you read as truth when your soul says so. When your soul speaks and screams, oh yeah, that's it. That's that real right there. That other shit's some bullshit, but that's that real. A lot of words that have been used to hurt our people in this country are actually words of power that link you to your ancestry and your ancestors. That's why it's important to do your own research. That's why it's so important to strip away and say, fuck what they told me. I'm going to find my own fucking answers. And while you in the midst of that, you on a spiritual journey, call on your spirit guides. The same way you prayed in any religion you coming from. The same way you have them conversations, them full dialogues in your head talking to yourself. That's prayer. It ain't no certain way how to pray. Can't nobody teach you how to pray. You just start talking to the Most High. Period. You start calling on your ancestors that you know. My granny is my ancestor. Anybody in your life that you love that has been around you, that has been intermingled with your energy, if they passed, they're your ancestor. Anybody off this realm is now an ancestor. Call on them. Don't expect to hear no voice just talking out the sky, no. But when you ask a question to your spirit team, to the Most High, and a show pop on that's answering that question, or you hear a song with the answer to that question, or somebody come through and start talking about some shit that answers that question, you better fucking believe that was them. And the next time someone asks you why, as a black person, you choose to refer to other black people as nigga, tell them this. It's my motherfucking birthright to refer to my fellow gods with the name that the Most High granted them with. And then walk away, let them leave them looking dumb and confused. Like, what the fuck does she mean by that? They either gonna get sparked in their soul to go look up what the fuck you was trying to say, or it's gonna go over their head. Either way, you answered that question. Real nice nasty, as my granny used to say. You ain't gotta cuss to cuss a motherfucker out. I just like to cuss because it's expressatory language, in my opinion. That's why I'm not gonna filter it. It's how I express myself. They're expressive words. They express the emotion and the intent, the seriousness behind what the fuck I'm saying. See the difference? They express the intent behind what I'm saying. They express the seriousness and the intent behind what the fuck I'm saying. See the difference? You do. Point B, in conclusion, all words have different meanings by definition. Therefore, be mindful of how you use your words. This spiritual journey requires you to break through the walls of conformity in all realms of life, but especially in religion. The reason I say that is not to say that religion is somehow bad or wrong, but it's to make sure you understand that it condenses the magnitude of what the Most High is into being simply a God. By definition, you understand how menial the word God is in comparison to all that the Most High is, right? It restricts your freedom to see all that the Most High is, all that He brings to you, to your life. Religion places conditions on unconditional love. That within itself is a sin by definition. Point B, in conclusion, point C, in conclusion, to explore one's sexuality does not require you to have sex with another person. I encourage you all to explore your sexuality on a psychological plane, from a psychological aspect. Get you some toys. Wait for somebody with some substance who has earned and proved they deserve that gold star grade AA1. Take a breath. Figure out what it is you desire, what you truly want, who you truly are sexually, before you invite somebody to explore with you. Patience is a virtue. Keep them closed. Keep them legs closed and keep that dick in your pants, baby. Just for a little while, just until Most High say, yeah, green light, go ahead. Okay? Ain't no particular time. That's between you and the Most High. Finding yourself sexually will attract a partner on the same sexual frequency. You won't have to compromise. You won't have to hold back in fear of judgment. Y'all gonna be in unison. Y'all both gonna understand what you like sexually. Y'all both gonna know who y'all are sexually. And y'all gonna be able to explore how to intermingle that. How to intermingle the two into one when it's the right person. Okay? Don't just go around sleeping with motherfuckers you're dating. No. Get to know them. Get to know them. Real shit. Okay? I promise you. Making a nigga wait is going to separate the boys from the men. I got so many niggas that fell off my line after I told them I ain't fucking. It's ridiculous. But I'm like, oh, thank you, Most High. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not finna waste the elasticity of my walls on this fuck shit. No. All right, y'all. That's the end of our show. Episode 6 in the building. Big Facts Friday. I am your host, Bree, the giver of free game. Until next time, peace, love, and light, family. Love.